Hey folks, Big Deano here again. This time taking a look at the newest Dragon Ball, well I suppose it's Dragon Ball Xenoverse Figuarts. This is of course, well at the time he was the unnamed Time Patroller, but I think he's now called Ace by default. Well, anyway, this guy is one of the two newest figures to come out, the other one being Xenoverse Trunks, and yeah, he's a pretty decent figure, and surprisingly not a single reused part, which I'll get to soon. But first of all, let's take a look at the box, shall we? Just your usual new style of Dragon Ball box. The gold toy sticker, got it from Japan instead of America, and it's got the Xenoverse 2 logo. Surprisingly, they actually bothered to put that on there. Some pictures. This limited thing is actually for a product code that's inside it, but unfortunately it only works with Japanese versions of the game, so yeah. Supposedly you're supposed to get Time Patroller medals, which is like the currency of Xenoverse 2, along with, as we'll see on the back, the actual costume for Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks. But yeah, I think it's only for the PS4 version, and obviously Japanese only, so a bit unfortunate, but even so. You've got some pictures of him on the back here. Simple style, heroic action, there's the blurb. You knew they'd get it in somewhere. And yeah, pretty standard everywhere else. You get some nice pictures of him at the sides, and yeah, you do get a small effect part, which is better than nothing. But yeah, let's put the box away and bring Ace back out. So yeah, at first glance he looks just like a retool of, let's see where he is, I have a few of them here. He just looks like a retool of the old Trunks body, but he's not. Not a single part was used, not even the belt is the same. So yeah, quite surprised, pleasantly so. So first things first, let's look at his accessories. Main thing being this. Move him out of frame for a second. So yeah, you get this, which, I mean, we haven't had many of these recently, let's be honest. You get the stand, you get the arm, and you get this, well, there's nothing else for it. It's a dinky little effect piece, but it does the job as a basic key blast. A lot of folks will notice that this is actually a remold, repaint of the one that came with Ultimate Gohan. So it's a decent looking thing, and it doesn't look like a Q-tip for starters, but it's just too small. It works as a normal key blast, but not much else. But appreciated all the same. As I said before, we don't get this very often. Next off, he comes with two heads and two faces for each. You get the Super Saiyan head as well. You'll notice they all have the scouter pre-attached, and they're actually glued on there, and there's no way of getting it off, nor would there be any point in doing so, because the ears are actually bigger than what the scouter is, so that's clearly just a square peg under there, I think. But yeah, for the Super Saiyan head, you get one gritty teeth face and one looking forward yelling face. So yeah, the main thing about these, and the same is true for Trunks, they've actually done the old way of making these faces. The actual hair is painted, not moulded in that plastic, which I don't really understand why. I personally don't see a difference. I mean, I suppose in the hair you could actually see there's little splotches here and there, but other than that, I mean, it's fine. In terms of the normal head, you obviously have the stern face, which is probably my favourite of the four, to be completely honest with you, even though I don't like the red hair colour. And you also get this one, the yelling, but this time it's to the side face. So they have given you plenty of options. Unfortunately, you can't really have him just standing in Super Saiyan. I think that's a deliberate thing, because obviously in the Xenoverse games you have transform. You can't just use it as like your base form for Super Saiyan. So obviously they show it off as being some kind of strain on the body. In terms of hands, we have just your usual assortment. The two fists that come on him in the pack. Ki Blast hands. Kamehameha hands. And what I thought at first were like sort of weapon holding hands, because Trunks does come with his sword, but it's actually for the time scroll that comes with Trunks. Where is he? He's next in line to be reviewed, so I've got his accessories handy. So yeah, you've got the time scroll from Trunks, and it just slots in his hand really easily. So yeah, his sword can also fit, albeit a little bit loose, but it does the job. So yeah, in terms of details of this guy, he is quite a nice figure, to be honest. The yellow on like his undershirt could probably have done with another paint coat, because it's looking a little bit dark, as if the colour underneath, I think they've done it in the grey, is kind of showing through. But other than that, it's totally fine. Like I said, new 2.0 legs, so it's not from the original Trunks, not even the feet. Not a single part of this guy is reused. Even get new bicep swivels at the arms, so yeah. But there's, apart from the hair, very little painted detail. You've got the belt and the undershirt, but that's about it. Strangely, these pieces are separate pieces. The cape doesn't come off at all. You can pop off the back, but that's about it. And as you can see there, it's actually attached. So yeah, without some heavy modifications, you won't be making this guy into a 2.0 Trunks. Sorry folks, we're going to have to wait for an official one of that. In terms of the cape, it's nothing like Piccolo's. It's actually movable, like I said. It's got a little ball joint in there. It doesn't really work all that well because this piece sort of gets in the way, but it does move slightly. Can go out about that far, down to about there. It's in a windswept pose. If you pop it out and then pop it back in slightly, you can actually get it going sideways a little bit, which looks quite cool. In terms of articulation on the rest of the body, you have him looking up like that, down about that much, the cape gets in the way. He would be able to swivel 360, but the collar gets in the way as well. The arms, surprisingly, aren't hindered at all. You can go out that far, can go up like so. Double jointed elbows, which are totally fine. As I said before, he's got the new bicep swivel, which is very well hidden. I think there is a butterfly joint in there, so he can bring his arms forward for a Kamehameha, obviously. Hands are just a swivel, what I'll do is I'll show you that just now. Pop this off. It's smaller than normal joint, but it still gets the job done. There we go. In fact, before we go any further, let's pop that off. He's got quite a large ball joint up there. We shall pop the Super Saiyan head on. Wow, there we go. A bit of a tight fit, but it works. And yeah, so he's got ab crunch, which is really good. I mean, that is really good. He's got waist swivel and movement, but it's quite tight. And he has a 2.0 well legs, so you can go out completely unhindered. It can go out about that far, which is quite good, even for a 2.0. He's got a bit of a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, which are actually better than the original. You can't tell that much that it's a joint hidden under there. I don't actually think that. Oh no, it does come off. Tamashii loves to put these pieces on and not actually glue them. I don't know why. And yeah, at the bottom we've got an actual ball joint, which can go from side to side quite easily. Down a fair amount, up not that much, a little bit, and toe articulation, which oddly enough doesn't really go up the way, it more goes down. Don't know why. I don't know what they thought they could do with that, but hey ho. So yeah, all in all, guys, for these two most recent releases being quite cheap, I was expecting them to be cheaply built. Apart from the weird like painting the hair, they're actually quite good figures. I really like them. Really like the two of them. They're actually good value for money. And if you love the Xenoverse game, then by all means, they're definitely worth picking up. So yeah, guys, I shall see you in the next one. Hint, hint, it's Trunks.